In the country's largest auto market, one brand is reigning supreme, the Tesla Model Y becoming the best-selling vehicle in California. Phil Lebeau is here with the headlines and the implications, Phil.
You know, Kelly, I think this is a stat that when I mention it to people, more than anything, what I hear from folks is, really? The entire state, this is the most popular vehicle? And then they step back and they say, well, I realize that California is more of an early adoption state when it comes to EVs, so I shouldn't be surprised. And look, the Model Y hits in the heart of the most popular segment, which is that small SUV crossover utility vehicle segment, very popular across the board, not just if you want to go electric, but if you were going in internal combustion engine vehicles. So the Model Y is now the #1 selling vehicle in California, by the way, by a wide margin. I think they sold 87,000 last year. Next closest, the Model 3 at 78,000. Then you got to go all the way down to the RAV4, which is at like 59,000. So they're way, way ahead of everybody in the state.
I have heard also that Model Y is extremely top selling in Europe. Do you know any details there?
Yeah. Look, the Model Y is the vehicle that drives sales more than anything else for Tesla, whether it's here in the U.S., and in particular in California, or in Europe. That is the segment where people want a vehicle right now, in that crossover small SUV segment. It's not large SUVs. It's certainly not within sedans. And look at your choices, Tyler, in that segment. What other choices do you have? You can mention the Mustang Mach-E, which some people look at and they go, really, is that a crossover? Yes, it technically is a crossover. But other than that, there are not a whole lot of choices. That plays into the popularity of the Y.
Phil, what are the prospects for them achieving this status in other states, like Texas, another big market, for instance?
Very good. Very good. It's a matter of when does the competition come in for that segment of vehicle. Now, in Texas or in Florida or in other states, you've got a number of other factors that play in. You don't have the type of EV adoption that you do in California. In California, 1 out of every 10 vehicles sold is a Tesla. People in California, they've gravitated to EVs long before the people in Texas started to, or in Florida, those are the 2 other top 5 states when it comes to EV adoption. So will the Y ultimately be #1 selling in Texas or Florida? Long ways to go. I'm not sure that happens. That's simply because there's just not the great adoption of EVs in those states as there is out in California.
My eye check around the New York area is that if Tesla is not the top brand, and I'm talking about all models, not just the Y, if it's not the top brand, right, it's #2 or 3. You just see an awful lot of them. Where do they stand with respect to a pickup truck? Tesla.
You mean in terms of the Model Y relative to sales, or Tesla overall?
Is Tesla talking about, do they have a pickup coming out?
The Cybertruck.
The Cybertruck.
Well, they've got the Cybertruck that's coming out later this year in terms of production. Goes into production later this year.
Right.
Do we see them in large numbers until late 24? That's probably when we do. And by the way, that should help them in California. Why? The Cybertruck is not a truck that you're going to sell to a guy who owns a ranch in the middle of Kansas. You are, however, going to sell it to somebody in Southern California looking for a lifestyle vehicle, looking to make a statement. And by the way, Southern California, largest pickup truck market in the country. Larger than Dallas, larger than Houston. It is the place.
Why wouldn't it work for the farmer in Kansas or Texas? Because I was thinking that a pickup truck would be the kind of vehicle segment that would work.
Have you seen the Cybertruck?
I have, but I don't remember.
Well, the Cybertruck's, it's not a traditional looking pickup truck. That's the main reason why.
That's the main reason. Okay.
And also the other thing to keep in mind, rural America, Tyler, extremely brand loyal when it comes to pickup trucks. Yeah. My daddy had a Ford, I'll drive a Ford. Guy. He had a Chevy, I'll drive a Chevy. Yeah, they stick with their brands, and you've got the Lightning, and you've got other electric pickups on the way in those brands.
And obviously Rivian has their series, which has been quite popular. But does Cybertruck have any towing capacity to speak of? Because the whole problem with obviously electrifying cars or trucks like that is that it takes incredible battery capacity to be able to move things in any sustained way. Big loads like that would make it more functional.
It will have towing capacity. Have they released the specs yet? not to a point where you could sit there and say, well, I can definitely compare it to model XYZ in terms of pickup trucks. But yes, it will have the towing capacity.
I will be honest. I kind of want to drive this. I'm going to show you
a truck.
This Cybertruck.
The Cybertruck.
This is the craziest looking. If it's really out later this year, Phil, I can't wait to see them on the streets. But that, their ability to get it to market remains.
Hold your breath, Kelly. How long have we been hearing about the Cybertruck?
Yeah.
Supposed to go into production later this year. If it goes into production, you'll really start to see numbers where you can say, oh, there's a Cybertruck. Mid to late 24.
That's kind of why I lost track of it, because it's been talked about for so long. I couldn't remember whether it's out. I've not seen one, but anyway, obviously I haven't seen one because it hadn't been produced. Anyhow, Phil, thanks. Appreciate it. Milestone in California.